How you doing today, Colt? How's the Halo Infinite beta?
It's good. Had a little bit of a problem with switching weapons, but once I changed my settings, it's good to go.
Yeah. You were mentioning earlier, man, about the stress tests with it, and now that we're officially recording, I wanted to kind of touch on that again because the stress tests seem really cool that they're like funneling all these different players to these different game modes. And does it run for like a certain amount of hours and then they switch it up?
Yeah, it'll run for like this last one started at let me look real quick. 'Cause I can't remember when it actually started. So it started about 2 hours ago and is gonna run till about 3 hour time. And then
Oh fuck.
and then I think I'm not sure what's happening in between their play sessions. It might be like they might just have like training open. I'm not sure because I wasn't able to get on at all yesterday, so I wasn't able to see play in either play session or the times in between. So I'm not sure entirely what's happening. But but
Yeah, yeah, for
but while
sure.
they have their sessions open, yeah, they're like funneling their people into like only I think right now it's Slayer, PvP Slayer or PvE Slayer. So Slayer versus bots or people versus bots.
And I think you and me are coming from a similar place. I mean, that seems really weird. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you're just a average person, you're coming into this thing, and you're like, oh, I want to play this game, I want to play this beta, but I'm stuck into these time slots. That might be a little bit of a deterrent, but I think we were in agreement that it's pretty fucking cool, man. That 343 just seems like they give a shit. Wait, is it 343 or it's
It's
not?
343. Bungie
Bun- Okay, okay. I was gonna say Bungie, but
Bungie passed the torch right before Reach because I'm pretty sure Halo Reach was 343's first Halo.
oh, okay. I'm just so used to saying Bungie with them. I don't even hesitate
Right.
anymore. But yeah. So 343 is looking so cool because it looks like they give a shit, man. Like, when's the last time we've been to a beta or had an experience where the developers seem like they care? They want to push these servers to the limit during the beta so that they know they're good for launch. That is so refreshing.
Right. I mean,
And it's just that transparency is what's awesome, I
right,
think.
because I mean that's like Battlefield. It'd be nice to get some confirmed like information, but it's just like fucking crickets with Battlefield.
Seriously, man. And it like kills the gaming experience. It kills the hype. And what's so cool about 343 is, they're doing these stress tests. They're saying, hey, we want everybody to fucking overload these servers so we can make sure that we're ready for launch, that our shit is capable. And that just I don't know about you, but that just makes me feel so much more confident in getting a product, from this company and buying a product
Yeah,
from
I
them.
I totally agree. Like it's good. It's definitely refreshing to see someone like intentionally like stress testing their servers. I mean, Call of Duty, like the Vanguard beta did it in a sense, but they had their players so spread out that I don't know if they were really actually like getting much like server stress.
Yeah, you're probably right about that because you have like what you had all the three different game modes that you could select for, or the three different. Oh, God damn it! What are they called? The different blitz,
Oh, the
standard.
combat pacings.
Yeah, yeah. You have all that and then split up amongst all those game modes. Yeah, you gotta wonder how stressed those servers
Right.
were. Probably not
And
very
then on top
much.
of that, Champions Hill, because I mean, I
Oh
could see all the
yeah.
game modes kind of maybe being in like similar stress, like giving similar stress, but then once you split between Champions Hill and like the traditional game modes, I feel like since they're two separate things that they might run on separate servers.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're probably right though. Yeah, I don't even know. But you know what's so weird that I was just thinking about because you're talking about Champions Hill, and I know this isn't supposed to be about Vanguard, but you're talking about Champions Hill and then the regular game modes. But then we have to remember too that at launch this thing's also going to be integrated with Warzone. So maybe they don't even care too much about stress testing these PvP servers because these standard multiplayer servers. Maybe they don't think that's where the player base is going to be at.
Or they've done it enough since it's basically running. I think this is also running on the Modern Warfare 2019 engine. So maybe they're just confident in the servers and everything because it held up okay with that.
That would make sense too. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Yeah, that could be the case. To draw back to Halo Infinite, man, how does it play? I mean, I played. No, I didn't play any of Halo Infinite yet. I want to. I didn't get in, but I'll get in next week. How does it feel? Are you still stoked? Is there anything that like concerns you?
I don't really have any concerns with it. No, it feels good.
Yeah.
Like it feels like the perfect combination of like old and new. Like there isn't any really like nuance with it, nothing like crazy new, but the like modern sprinting and like that, it's really nice because I mean Halo 3 was probably one of my favorite Halos, the one I got the most into. But
yeah, that's funny you mentioned Halo 3.
Right, because I go back and play it now with like the Master Chief Collection, and it feels like you're just walking in mud the whole time, just because there's no sprint, so you're constantly just Halo jumping everywhere, and it feels slow. When it's funny because it used to feel fast, but now it just feels so slow in comparison to everything.
That makes sense. Yeah, and that's probably a good way for it to go too, because I mean, even looking at like something like Splitgate. Now I know Splitgate isn't Halo, but Splitgate also has a sprint function, and I think they have similar movement, and so you can kind of get, an idea there of how it'll play. But
Minus.
yeah, I think that's a welcome
Yeah, I was
addition.
gonna say minus the like, there isn't like the extra like boost jumping like there is in Splitgate where you get that extra little boost.
Yeah.
They don't have that in Halo, but I feel like I heard that there was a leak or something like that where that could potentially be like a pickup, where you could pick up like your like a jetpack basically and have like an extra boost.
Oh
But I don't-
shit, that would be
I
pretty
don't know
cool.
because like I said, I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere, but at the same time, it's hearsay. I'm not sure if that's actually anything that'll be in the game or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Now one thing about Halo Infinite, man, did you see that clip that was going around about the supposedly showing off like the absurd aim assist that's in it? Where I forget there was a streamer who he just left his stream for a second. He was just sitting there and like his aim was following a particular like player across the map. It was like following him, jumping up and down. Did you see that clip?
I have not.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to drop this on you. I literally just remembered it, like as we were speaking. But anyway, so now viral clip Twitch streamer Shenny. Do you know who that is?
No idea.
I don't know. Yeah, I never heard of him either. But anyway, so he was playing. This is the interesting thing, though. He was playing on mouse and keyboard, and he walks away, and his reticle is like following these two dudes across the map, as they're jumping and whatnot. And one of the God, I think it was one of the developers actually reacted to this to try to explain what was happening, because I mean the mouse and keyboard debate kind of came up again this week with like Tim the Tap Man. Did you hear that whole thing where he was going off on him? So Tim the Tap Man was like going off on people who say that mouse and keyboard doesn't have an advantage and that aim assist is like such a big advantage for controller. And he was like, well, fuck it, if you think controller has this big advantage, then use controller. You know what I mean? He just has like, but everybody uses mouse and keyboard. That's usually bitching about those sorts of things. Like Dr. Disrespect is one of them. But anyway, that's besides the point. So there was aim assist on this mouse and keyboard thing, and the developer came in and said that aim assist disables as soon as you touch the mouse. So as soon as you like actually start moving the mouse, the aim assist goes away. But when you're not using it, when you're not touching it, the aim assist is there. Does that make any sense?
Not really, but I'll be honest, after you brought that up, I'm loading into a game right now to test it up, just to see.
All right. Yeah. Hell yeah.
S-
So yeah.
What, do you know what gun he was using? Would that matter?
He was using a BR actually.
Because I just tried it with the assault rifle and I got zero aim assist. Like I let the dude literally jump
Zero.
across the map at me and get in my face and kill me, and it never locked onto him once, and I wasn't moving the controller at all. But I was using the AR, so I don't know if that's the difference.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this just doesn't make any sense. So this article that I have here quotes with dead zones turned to zero, a combination of controller stick drift and KBM. I think that means keyboard and mouse, I believe. With dead zones turned to zero, a combination of controller stick drift and KBM could potentially create an insanely proficient aim assist, but only if players are standing totally still.
Okay.
So why would that be programmed like that? That just, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd program it like that, because I mean, I feel like you're constantly moving, especially in a game like Halo. But at the same time, like, I'll have to send you the clip. I tried it with the assault rifle and the DMR. I stood still, found a person, kind of pointed in their general
Okay.
direction, and then just stood still, and I got zero aim assist. Like, nothing locked on.
Oh
It was
shit.
like absolute zero.
Okay, fuck yeah. Yeah, I would love to see that. Oh, so it later in the article it says this has been. Oh, okay, so 343 they came out and they said that, but I guess there's kind of an asterisk there. So they said that they're going to try to fix this before the release as well. So this isn't something they
Oh,
want.
okay.
However, but that does that mean that aim assist is going to be there when you're moving now, or they're going to completely remove aim assist at
Looking
all, or is that only for PC? I
looking
don't
at
know.
it right now, and again, I guess I should state that I'm on Series S, but looking at it right
Hmm.
now, there is no aim assist.
Hmm. Okay. So I wonder if if this is going to be the aim assist just by default. You know what I mean? Like, are they going to put that aim assist in? Because a lot of people saw this clip and they're like, oh my God, there's so much aim assist. This is some bullshit. This is just way too much. And I'm wondering, because it turns off when you start moving, if that's a bug, then should it be on only when you're moving, or when you're playing aim assist is on then? Is that how it's supposed to work? Um, I don't know. That would be nice for some clarification, hopefully. Because, I mean, to be honest, Halo is one of those games, it's very difficult to play. I mean, if you don't have aim
Right.
assist, people fucking jumping around, you're jumping around. Aim assist just kind of evens that playing field a little bit. But if the aim assist is as strong as this clip shows, then I don't know. I don't know. It'll just give PC players more of a reason to bitch. To be
Right.
honest. I mean, where do you stand on that whole thing? With like the aim assist, like controller, keyboard and mouse discussion. I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Um, I don't know. I feel like aim assist kind of like levels the playing field a little bit, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I've played enough Call of Duty and I'm confident enough in my skill that I don't feel that um I don't feel like there really is that much of an advantage there. If you get two skilled players going against each other and they're skilled on mouse and keyboard and the other skilled on controller, I feel like the kills will just go back and forth.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're probably right. The only big difference being just FOV, but it seems like modern games are kind of compensating for that with consoles, which is nice. So,
Right.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, I don't get people that are like playing keyboard and mouse and they're very against controller because they think aim assist is so broken because they don't have it. I I mean, come on, man. You're using a mouse, dude. Like, I don't even play with a mouse and keyboard, but when I play shooting games on PC, which I do very rarely, I can aim pretty damn well. Just by
Right.
default.
Also, I sent you that clip.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna pull that up on my when I get it transfer over my Elgato, so then I can have it in the stream. Because unfortunately, I don't have my screen fucking. Oh, wait a minute. No, actually, I could do that. I have my Elgato pulled up. Let me pull up this clip. All right. So this is cool. Okay, I've got it pulled up right now. It's buffering.
Did it start playing yet?
Yep. Sorry. Yeah, I got it playing right now. Dude, yeah, there's no aim assist. That dude just walked right in the middle. Yeah, you've got... So what the hell is that about then? Because that's clearly debunking
Right, and
it.
then on my next
Maybe
my
it's...
next spawn, I grabbed the DMR and I tried pretty much the similar thing. Or I looked kind of towards the guy and pretty much just let him annihilate me, but DMR doesn't have any assist either.
That's funky. I don't know. Probably just a bug or something. Hopefully it gets patched out. Or hopefully we just get some clarification on it.
Right?
But anyway, with Halo Infinite, man, you sent me this article earlier in the week. 300 player battle royale possibly leaked. What the hell? A 300 player battle royale mode coming from Halo? That just doesn't seem right. Do you think that sounds right?
I mean, kind of since the beginning, I feel like they've all said that there wouldn't be a BR. The only BR they care about is the battle rifle, but at the same time, are they just blowing smoke up our ass, or they actually have something planned? Or the other thing I heard someone else talking about, potentially speculating, was like 150 on 100, like versus 150, like huge, big team map, like, which I also thought that could be fun too.
Yeah, I would personally, I think, probably be more in favor for your interpretation of it, is that big team battle, like a Battlefield type thing. That would be pretty sweet. However, I'm more, and maybe I mean that makes sense that they're stress testing the servers. If they do plan on having a 300 player battle royale, you know, that would obviously probably be a big thing, or a 300 player just lobby in general. But one concern I had about this that I was thinking, if they, let's just say it is a battle royale, do you think cheating would become so much more of a problem? Because, you know, if you have a 100 player battle royale, winning is obviously going to be pretty rare. But if you have a 300 player battle royale, winning is going to be like extremely rare. You know what I mean? And super coveted. So do you think that would cause more people to cheat?
I think the potential for it is definitely there, and I would probably say yes, but I would have to imagine the developers would think of that as well, and they would see like what's going on with Warzone and try and implement like a really good anti-cheat. But even with anti-cheats, you'd still have people slip through the cracks, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, maybe that opens up kind of a discussion about the root causes of cheating, if it really is just people want to get the win, or if your game's fun, will people not cheat? Like, I can imagine, you know, if there's a game that's just fun to play, I don't want to, there's no incentive to cheat at it. But if you're playing a game where you just want to win and people are assholes and keeping you from winning, then I see the incentive for cheating. So hopefully the game is just fucking fun, you know, and then maybe that's the best anti-cheat, is just having a fun game.
Right. Yeah, having a fun game and then having some sort of anti-cheat in the background, I feel like could potentially eliminate a lot of it.
Yeah. Definitely. So this is all just speculation right now. This 300 player mode. It's so weird that it came from Doctor Disrespect. I think you said you felt like he was trolling.
I mean, personally, I feel like he could be, just because I know he does that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like he used to be a map developer for Infinity Ward, and I'm sure he's got inside contacts with all kinds of people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just weird to just nonchalantly drop this shit on a stream.
Right,
Like no concern over an NDA or anything like that. It's a little funky.
right. But at the same time, I mean, he got kicked off Twitch and all this other shit, and everyone
Yeah.
still loves Dr. Disrespect, and I don't know if it really affected him at all.
Oh
So he
yeah.
might just be one of those dudes that's like, you know what, I don't give a fuck.
Seriously. Um, yeah, and I mean, if he was dropping just bullshit information, just talking out his ass, then that would really undermine his credibility too. So there's probably some sort of 300 player game mode coming up. That would be cool. That's going to be kind of funny that'll totally overshadow Battlefield. Everybody was talking about the big 128 player battles coming with Battlefield. Well, if they do twice that in Halo, it's like, oh,
Right.
okay, that's cute, Battlefield.
I could
Hold my beer type
Just like
shit.
Battlefield though, I feel like if that it really is a thing, that could be another like potentially like non-existent game mode on last gen Xboxes.
Yeah. True, true. So it's only a next gen thing. That would be a huge incentive for
Right.
upgrading.
Even though it's
Um,
damn near
Huge.
impossible.
I know, man. Make it so difficult. With all this, still we're coming into the holiday season, and it's still a pain in the ass to even try to get a next gen console.
Did you hear about the what Best Buy did?
No, I
It
didn't. What did
was
Best Buy do?
it was Thursday. They did a
Hmm.
like in-store event where they actually select stores actually got a handful of it was I think Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, like the disc PlayStation 5, not the digital, and then
Oh,
Xbox Series S. I think they got S and X of the Xbox, and then but they got a handful of them in store. And like you would come into the store, I think starting at 7:30 and talk
hmm,
to someone who worked there and they'd give you a ticket and it pretty much guaranteed you one off the shelf.
that's awesome.
But by
Well, that's
like
cool.
10 o'clock they were sold out.
Oh god, yeah, I bet. Fucking
But it was
bet,
kind of
man. I'm gonna wait till they get oversaturated, and then I'll get one.
it's that's almost yeah, that's almost what you have to do at this point because trying to find them online is damn near impossible.
Yeah, unless you're gonna drop a grand or two. Let me see. What do you think? What do you think they're going for right now? Let me look up a PS5 on eBay or
The
something.
last time I looked, the cheapest one I found on Walmart through a third-party seller, I think was like $600. Someone was selling it for $100 over.
Jesus, dude. Right now, the cheapest one I can find is a digital only for 750.
Isn't that their 299 version
Um,
of the PS5? Or
I
their
think
three?
so.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
399. I think it's 399 and 499 for the regular PlayStation. I think.
yeah, bro. They've got. So I can get a disc version from eBay. It looks like this is the cheapest option. If you want the disc version, it's gonna cost you 775.
Wow.
Jesus, man. Most of these are sitting around the 800, 750 mark. That's just ridiculous. I don't know how you could live with yourself making that kind of profit off of a retail option. You know what I mean? That's super sleazy in my
No,
mind to be selling
yeah,
these
100%.
like that.
100%.
Well, anyway, it's times like this where I wish I worked at GameStop still, where I could, see all the parents coming in, like, oh, I would need to get the PlayStation for my grandkid or my kid or whatever, and they don't quite know the difference between the generations. So, you know, like they'll. I remember there were a few times where when the PS4 and Xbox came out, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, well this is the PS4, but there's the PS3, and it's cheaper, and there's all these games for it," and they treat it like phones.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, the 4 is probably only a little bit better, but it's totally doesn't work that way with you know what I mean? It's like the only thing it doesn't work like
Right.
that.
My parents did that to me with the Xbox 360. I wanted an Xbox 360 for Christmas, and I got an original Xbox.
You got the
Yeah.
Duke. Nice. That's funny, man. I got a PS2 right when the PS3 came out. I was like, oh fuck, okay.
That's unfortunate timing.
Anyway, yeah, I was pretty bummed, man. It sucks when you're like a kid too, and you go over to your friend's house and they got all the new consoles, and you're playing Modern Warfare 2 and you're playing Halo 2 till 1 o'clock, and then you go home and I had like Fight Night 2004 and Madden 2003 and shit.
Right.
But anyway, so I was gonna move on to the next thing on our list, which is Call of Duty Vanguard. Man, the beta has come and gone. And what was your overall impressions?
So, I guess my overall impression was it wasn't great. In fact, it was pretty bad at times. But there was some stuff I found that I actually had a lot of fun with.
Hell yeah! I
So
wanna hear
the
it.
one that I found that I actually had the most fun with was Blitz, Search and Destroy.
Really, Blitz, Search and Destroy. Okay,
So
I don't think I
there was a
played
couple
that.
times where we played like 12v12 Search and Destroy. And it was, I don't know what it was about the big teams on Search. It was just, there was a lot of like crazy moments and crazy things that happened. Since there was so many people, it didn't feel as campy as like normal like 6v6 Search and Destroy. Because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
even if they were trying to hide in a corner, there's 12 people on the other team that you'd probably run into them if you took a few steps. Like, I don't know, it just seemed like it was fun. I enjoyed it.
That makes sense. Oh, nice. Okay. Actually, that does sound kind of cool. I wish I would have checked that out. I didn't even think about that.
It was literally the last, like, kind of the last night me and a couple buddies played the beta. We like, you know what, let's go into some Search. We've played every other game mode. We haven't played Search. And one of our biggest complaints about the games were how fucking god awful the spawns were. So we're like, let's go play a no respawn game. We don't have to worry about someone spawning behind us. If we get shot in the back, it means we got flanked and we probably deserve to die.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because you're starting off on opposite
Right,
sides.
exactly. So I mean, that just means that like our teamwork was lacking because we allowed a guy to get behind us, and it just, I don't know, that's where it ended up being really fun. Was the big team Search and Destroy.
Fuck yeah. Okay, I could totally see that. I'm on board. I know you had a list of stuff. Did you want to go through
Yeah.
that? And then I'll
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's
So
do it.
my first notes were just kind of like my negative takeaways from it, and it's, again, the spawns were fucking awful, especially in Patrol, with that zone that just kept moving around the map.
Yes.
I was constantly getting shot in the back by dudes spawning. Like, I was constantly shooting dudes in the back who would, like, there was one, I wish I would have clipped it, but I was running and chasing a guy that had no idea I was there, and no one else was really around. I was getting ready to go and assassinate him, and someone spawned literally right behind me and just lit me up. Like, I spawned in their path, like, or yeah.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
that was terrible. And then
That happened to me a
yeah,
lot too.
it was
Like not exactly.
it was bad. But then 6v6 was just a fucking snooze fest. Like, it moved so slow. Most of the games, especially on Red Star, never even made it anywhere close to time limit. You were lucky if your team had 30 kills by the end.
Gee, yeah, dude, that's ridiculous. And I don't think. I mean, do you think the cause of that is like the map design? I don't think the maps were made for 6v6.
No, they seemed like they were built for definitely more players. Like I think
Yeah.
they for sure had their assault and blitz game pacings or attack combat pacings in mind when they designed quite a few of those maps. And I mean,
And that kind of
there's
sucks. Oh, go
what,
ahead.
20 maps coming at launch, so there's a pretty pretty
Yeah.
fair amount of maps coming at launch. So maybe at launch there'll be more maps that play better for 6v6, and I'm sure there will be. So 6v6 will probably be okay. But if you end up getting on one of those bigger maps, just everyone should be prepared for it to be a fucking snooze fest. You might as well pull out your sleeping blanket and your camping fire and just sit in a corner because everyone else will be.
Yeah. And that's really shitty because I remember during the reveal, one of the commentators made the comment that they wanted to be able to turn every map into shipment. And I did play some of the blitz modes, and I'm like, this doesn't feel like shipment. This feels like how the map should
Right.
play. You know
I
what I mean? It feels like it's a bigger map and they're just
I
filling it
think
out.
part of that too is the generation like cap, because I'm pretty sure that on some of those maps on next gen consoles, if everyone was on next gen or PC, I'm pretty sure on some of them you can get up to like 48 players, so 24v24. But I didn't see very much. I didn't
Mmm.
see very much of that because I don't know if the other consoles. I don't know if the last gen consoles can like handle it or not. Because
That makes
I was
sense.
I was playing with my buddy Chiba, who has an Xbox One, and there was a couple times
Mm-hmm.
where it would come up and it would say like 24v24 on Red Star. And then once the map would actually start loading up, all of a sudden it switched to like 12v12 on Red Star. So
Oh.
it's like it tried to
Okay.
load it up almost, and then it would switch. And the only times I ever played any 24v24s was when I was like solo queuing.
Fuck. Okay. Well, I mean, that would make sense if that is a console thing, but then it's like, oh, that concerns me because then they're splitting it even more. You know what I mean? If old gen can't, but why wouldn't you be able to have old generation consoles on bigger maps like that? I mean, the fucking PS3 used to run Battlefield 4, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
So why can't you
I
have
don't know.
that?
And maybe that was just a feeling kind of thing. Like
It
maybe
could
it'll be
be, yeah.
different and it just felt that way, but I'm not sure. But then yeah, so then
Hmm.
next thing on my list is the TTK, or the time to kill. It seemed extremely fast.
Yep.
But I think it was, and then Ace did a video on this, so it kind of confirmed like my suspicions. But I think it's because of the headshot multipliers. Like there's not a
Yes.
constant headshot multiplier. And some of them are bad enough that like I think Ace was saying that the BAR, the bar, could turn into it
Hmm.
could turn into a two-shot kill weapon. One shot to the head, one shot to the body, and you're dead.
That's fucking ridiculous for a full auto
Yeah, and
weapon.
then when you figure in like maybe a little bit of lag or even lag compensation, like it would feel like you're getting
Yeah.
one-shotted by the guns for sure, especially with like a two-shot weapon like that.
And I think in that video he said like the human reaction time is right around 200 milliseconds, like at top speed, and some of those TTKs were under 200 milliseconds.
Right.
So it was just like you're saying when you're like, I don't have any time to react. Well, yeah, you
Right.
don't. Yeah, you'd have to be superhuman to react to that shit. Hopefully that's, I mean, that sounds like something they could fix and make it better because yeah, that TTK, man, oh fuck. And the guns didn't even feel that accurate. Like sometimes I remember watching, okay, I know the kill camera isn't 100% accurate, but I even noticed it with my own gameplay. Sometimes I would get headshots or something, and I think it was just because the gun was inaccurate and the bullet went to the head. Like I wasn't aiming for the head. You know what I mean? And I'd get a
Right.
headshot.
I mean,
So I don't know what was that.
that's why like kind of especially towards the end of the beta, I adjusted my aim instead of ever like actually aiming for the head. I'd always aim like mid torso, upper chest. That way if there was a stray bullet, it would go to the
Yeah.
head. If they started to try and drop shot me, I would shoot him in the head. And then the other thing was playing into flinch. So when they would shoot me, I'd flinch up to the headshot.
Yes. Yeah. And oh yeah, wasn't he saying that there's like a perk that you can use that will cause extra flinch on your opponent or something, and then if they have that and they're shooting at you, they might be able to pop off a headshot and kill you before you kill them.
Yeah,
Type sort of thing.
it's an ammo type. I can't remember what it's called
Ammo
off the
type.
top of my head, but there is an ammo type that increases flinch and then increases the health regeneration delay, so you don't regen health as quickly.
Mm.
And then I think it had one other pro, but I can't remember what it was exactly off the top of my head. But then
Well, that's reassuring because that's something they can easily
right,
adjust.
yeah, I agree.
So
Especially if they get enough feedback on it.
definitely.
And then my favorite like guns in the game, which I feel like are probably gonna be meta guns, but I don't know yet. But was the MP40, the Thompson, for those are my two favorite submachine guns. And then my favorite assault rifles were the NZ41 and the Volk. They both just seem to fucking melt.
Mm.
And then my favorite sniper rifle actually ended up being the Kar 98. And those are really the only guns I played with.
Oh, did you try the shotguns out at all?
I tried the revolver one for a while, but I wasn't. I, the
Wasn't
reload
sold.
time just seemed to take forever.
I heard that the auto loading one was pretty good, but I wasn't gonna, play enough to unlock it.
Right.
So I never tried it out. Personally, to me, man, I don't know. I know you said those are your favorite, and I remember you talking about that like when we were playing, and I was like, God, really? I hate the MP40. I can't use it, and I didn't know if it was one of those things, because we all have those games where you just have to get used to the game and the way the game plays, and then when you come back to the gun, you're like, oh my God, this thing is amazing, and you play right, or you play the way you're supposed to with it. So I didn't know if it was one of those things, or if it was there was something else just throwing me off, where I felt like every gun in that game, I will give them credit, because every gun in that game felt like a World War II gun. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like, nothing felt like a laser beam in my mind. Everything kind of felt, I don't know, it felt like a prototype of better weapons to come.
Right. A lot of it, especially with like the MP42 and some of the other guns, it's all attachment based. Like you have to rank that gun up, get some badass attachments for it, and then it's a melt machine.
And then
Yeah.
it's there.
The NZ41 was kind of the
All
same
right.
way. At first, it kind of felt like a grind, and then once I started getting some of like the barrel attachments and like anything that could reduce the recoil a little bit, I kind of actually managed to turn the NZ41 into a laser beam.
Okay, so I like that. I do like that aspect where you can take attachments and change the way your gun plays and make it better. But that kind of, but then again, on the other hand, I also like the Battlefield model, where the model is very much, the base gun is great, attachments only change it slightly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which way do you prefer, do you think? Or do you think it kind of depends on the game, and like for Call of Duty that's a good way to go, but for Battlefield that's a good way to go?
Yeah, I think it depends on the game. Like a game like Call of Duty, where it's more
Yeah.
like fast-paced arcade shooter, like I feel like your attachments playing a big role in your guns, like makes sense. As where more of like, I don't want to say it's a mil sim because it's not, but a closer to mil sim game like um Battlefield.
Battlefield.
It makes more sense to where, because it's in a way more realistic. Like, yeah, if you
Yeah.
add attachments to your gun and shit in real life, like you can increase the range and bullet velocity, shit like that, but it's not gonna like extremely change the effectiveness of the weapon.
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of torn, because like one of the big deterrents for the Call of Duty model for me is I would hate when someone would kill me with this gun. Like if we're going to go to Modern Warfare 2019, because that's just the most recent one, it's the only one I'm familiar with. If someone were to kill me with the MP7 and it's got like a no stock on it and it's got, this type of foregrip and all that, I would look at it and I'd be like, oh, cool, I want to unlock that. And then I'd get the gun and be like, fucking level 70 or whatever it was that I have to get this thing up to get that attachment. Oh God, I don't want to do
Right.
that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the biggest problem for me was that, just looking at the grind and I was like, I really don't want to fucking do that.
Right. That part does suck a lot, but I'm also the kind of player where I like grinding for some things like camo challenges and like attachments and shit like that. Like I don't necessarily
Sure.
mind because it gives me like it makes me feel like I'm playing for something rather than just to be playing.
That's true. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And I like that too. Like in Battlefield, I would like grinding for like uh, I believe some camos are tied to challenges, but then also some weapons and other things. You do like the grind, and it's super satisfying, right? When you get your first like diamond camo or you get your first dark matter or whatever, it's like super satisfying because it was a lot of work to put in to get that. However, with a game like Call of Duty anymore, man, I feel like the attachments is just a way, and those challenges are just like a way to keep you playing. You know what I mean? Rather than the gameplay being the motivator. I almost feel like those challenges are needed. But anyway, that's almost a separate conversation. I didn't know if you want to tag off on that or just keep going down the list.
I'll touch on it a little bit, but no, I agree. Some
Yeah.
of them just do feel like filler challenges, especially because like you complete the challenge, all you get is XP. I feel like they'd
Hmm.
mean more if like you completed the challenge and now you unlocked like with the way the Call of Duty does their customization, you can't really do it. But so I'm gonna kind of compare it to Halo. Like you complete a challenge and you unlock a visor, you unlock a shoulder piece, you unlock a chest plate, you unlock. See, if Call of Duty did something more like that, where your character was more individual than just an operator, similar to
Yes.
like Wildlands or even Breakpoint, I think then the challenges might mean more. Like com
Yeah.
complete
Yeah.
150 headshots for a helmet or a mask or something like that. Like I just wish it was more like that, I
Yeah.
suppose, and it would feel less like filler then at that point.
Like Call of Duty Ghosts, man. They did that. I don't remember the customization too well, but I do remember that there were outfits that you could get for completing certain challenges, and those were heavily sought
Right.
after. I remember.
Yeah, and I mean there is kind of that with like in Call of Duty, but none of them are really like, especially I think back to like Cold War, and like you'd get an operator skin, and then you'd complete a challenge, and you'd have basically the same skin, but it'd be a different color. Like I'm like, why? Make it make it a
Yeah.
completely different skin. Don't make it so I can do 6 challenges to get three different like colors of the same outfit.
Yeah.
It just feels like
Yeah.
it just feels like they're just throwing shit there to make it feel like you're doing something.
Seriously. Yeah, that's a good point. Feel like it without actually doing anything.
Right. But then next on my list was kill streaks. So my favorite kill streaks was the UAV, obviously, and then the glide
Hmm.
bomb was okay, and then the death machine was pretty dope. I got to playing with it, and I noticed it actually does like a decent amount of splash damage, so you could actually get people that were behind cover.
Oh,
If you shot close
interesting.
enough to them, you could still cause damage, and you had enough bullets because you weren't really doing that much damage. But there's so many bullets in the death machine that you could still get kills from people that were sitting in cover somewhere. But then the
Damn.
flame knot, I really like the flame knot, which is basically the juggernaut with a flamethrower. And then dogs were good, but they were terrible at the same time because sometimes they just wouldn't work.
Oh, really? I got dogs. I think I only got it like once or twice, and it worked for me at those times. What was your
Well, there's
experience?
one, and I was gonna talk about it here in a minute, but
Okay.
um, Sledgehammer actually like released a list of like bugs they're gonna fix, and one of them they said they were gonna fix was removing what they call dog nados. I don't know if you saw that clip. There is one clip in particular, and it did
No.
happen to me once. But call in the dogs, and the dogs spawn in front of you, and then like it would basically just start distorting and stretching and spinning and not doing anything. I'll have to see if I can find the clip and send it to you because it's easier to like see it than to actually like.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to pull it up right now. I think I have a clip here. Let me
Okay.
see. Oh no, that's not a clip. God damn. I hate it when like places they will have an article saying, "Oh, this thing," and then it's not actually that thing.
Right.
They don't show the video. They just talk about it. It's like, "Oh, thanks for wasting my time."
Right.
Okay. Well, this article from Games Radar is titled "Call of Duty Vanguards Needs to Ditch the Attack Dogs." Get out of here, you son of a bitch. Dogs were always my favorite kill streak, man, forever.
Yeah, dogs.
Like,
Dogs have always been pretty sweet. And the other thing, I don't know if they patched it out. I don't really remember. But when you're going through and you're looking at which this is stupid. I don't know why it irritated me, got under my skin so bad. But when you're looking at like your kill streaks, and it shows like the picture behind them, when you'd go to dogs, it was like
yes.
a pack of fucking Dobermans. And then when you actually call dogs in, it's German Shepherds.
Ah, that is true. Yeah, they have a picture here of the Doberman, so that's pretty
And
funny.
that just one
They
of the
say
things
that.
that fucking kind of annoyed me because it's like if I'm gonna call dogs in, like I expected them to be Dobermans, but they're not Dobermans now. They're fucking German Shepherds, which are still cool, but I don't know. Just a small
Yeah,
detail that kind of irritated me. Then
there's a video of Scump on here, man, of just getting killed randomly as soon as an attack dog spawns near him, and it's his own attack dog. He's getting killed by his own attack
oh,
dogs.
that's good.
Uh he's like screaming and stuff. Oh, that's funny. Okay.
But then yeah,
Anyway.
to continue with the kill streaks. Intel, the first one you get, it's nice, but at the same time, like I don't really give a shit because it doesn't help my team. It's not like a UAV. It's only
Hmm.
like information for you.
Yeah, yeah. What's the
Yeah.
point?
And then the War Machine was, I don't know. It was okay, but like unless you got like a direct hit with it, like I felt like the War Machine didn't do jack shit. Like it didn't do like shit for splash damage or anything really. And maybe I was just like bad with this War Machine, but like War Machines in the past, it's like especially like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, like I slayed with those War Machines. Like if I got those, it was like a guaranteed like at least 4 or 5 kills. It,
Yeah, I remember being pretty. You could clear out rooms and
yeah,
shit with the
with
death
the
machine or war
with the
machine.
War Machine in this one, I felt like it was just like hit markers. Like I was
Huh.
like, I'm shooting potatoes, not grenades. Like, what the fuck is this? But then, and then
Huh.
the mortar strike, like, I don't, maybe, again, maybe I was just using it wrong, but I thought it was fucking awful too, because, like, in past Call of Duties, even in, like, World War II, if I remember right, when you get the mortar strike, you'd pull out a little piece of paper and select where on the map you wanted your mortars to hit. On on this
Yes.
one, you had like a
Yes.
little fucking landmine looking thing. You had to throw it down, and then that was the beacon for where they would go.
That doesn't even
Yeah,
make
so like
sense.
when I'd get mortar strike, I'd have to like try and sneak over to their spawn or where they're all camping, and
What the
then throw it
fuck?
down and like dip out. Like I don't know,
That is
I
so
didn't like it.
silly. That's terrible. Yeah, because the whole point of a mortar or a lightning strike is to hit places that you're not
Right.
at. That's how it's always been used.
And then the
Whatever.
last like little kill streak I was gonna talk about was the fucking care package. The care package was a piece of shit in this. Like
Okay, you gotta tell me
you'd
why.
you'd throw in you'd throw in your marker and it wouldn't fall directly on your marker. It was somewhere around where your little smoke grenade was, which is understandable. In real life, they're probably not going to hit your marker directly. But then it also bounced like a fucking bouncy ball. I don't have enough fingers and toes to count how many times my care package would either bounce out of bounds so I couldn't get it, or bounce off the edge of the map. Because 9 times out of 10, when you call a
Uh,
care package in, where do you go? The back of the fucking map.
yeah, you're on
Yeah,
the
you go to the
edge.
back of the map as far away from combat as possible because you have to wait for it to come in and then open it. But when I would do that, especially
Yeah.
on, what was it, Eagle's Nest, one of the newer maps that came out in the beta, when I would do it on that one, it would, I don't know how many times I just watched it bounce off the edge of the cliff. Like I would be pretty far in, but then because it doesn't land directly on my marker, it would go off to the side a little bit, so it'd be even closer to the edge and then just bounce off. And then
I would love to
I
see that.
watched Chiba call one in, and he got ballsy and actually did it on the beach in what the hell was that map called? Started with a G. I can't remember, but it had the ship that everyone camped on in the
Hmm.
middle.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah, I
he
know what you're
called it
talking
in
about.
on the beach, which I was probably one of the ballsier places to call it in, but it bounced out of bounds. And by the time he got to it and was almost done opening it up, the death barrier killed him.
Oh my
So he
god.
couldn't,
That's so
yeah, he couldn't
shitty.
open it up in time. And I saw that happen so many times. I used care package for maybe 2 hours and I watched it bounce off the edge or out of bounds enough times where I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, I feel you. That's
And
unfortunate.
then
Hopefully they could tone down the
yeah,
bounciness.
and
Whatever
then
that
there
would
was
be.
a couple times where I called it in, and because it didn't land directly on my marker like I expected it to, this is when I first started using it. It would land on top of shit that was nearby, so I couldn't get to it.
Ugh. I always hated that from previous CODs. That was one reason I never used the care package in the first place. But I mean, if it's even worse than
Yeah,
that, I don't ever. I'm not gonna use it.
it drove me nuts. And every time I got one that worked, it was just like a UAV or something, and I'm like, I'm already like 1 kill away from like, well, what the hell? How's this gonna help me?
Yeah, for sure. Um,
I'm trying to look to see if
is it still a thing where you can shoot the parachute and the care package will come down faster? Is that still a
this has
thing?
no parachute on it. It just kind of
Oh, okay.
falls in, like just like
Well, that's the
it's like a giant
problem.
duffel. It's like a giant duffel bag.
Oh, okay. It's like, well, that's the fucking problem. Just dropping this shit out of a plane. Of course it's gonna bounce around. You need a parachute,
Right?
idiots. Didn't know about parachutes in World War II.
Guess not.
God.
But then some of the bugs I noticed on, especially on my PlayStation 4, was when there was enough shit going on screen, or
Mhm.
like enough people, like I'd get like frame rate drops bad. Like I was constantly dropping frames. But
Yes, yeah, that was the problem I was
on my
experiencing too.
Series S, and I would notice it occasionally maybe, but nowhere near the amount of times I would notice it on like my PS4. And then I had a couple buddies that were all
Hmm.
playing on Xbox Ones, and they were constantly complaining about lag, and I was like, describe to me what's happening, and they would tell me, and I'm like, oh, you're not lagging, you're literally dropping frames, and it's because you're on the old Xbox.
That's so shitty.
Because like,
They better optimize for
yeah,
that.
it was bad sometimes. And then the other thing was the other like bug I noticed, and this was on my Series S, was I got a death machine one time. I was on Eagle's Nest, and I was on that little like bridge side, and
Okay.
I had my
Thank you.
back up against a box, and I was up against the wall with my right shoulder, And then so I was looking into the door because the
Mm.
spawns had flipped, so they were coming behind us. So I had turned around. I saw a couple guys run by and knew they were in the door. So I started shooting. As soon as I started shooting, my screen went all white with the exception of like the door frame was all black, and then there was some other scattered like all black things, but I could not see the people anymore, my team or their team. And the only reason I got kills was
What?
because I could still see and hear the hit markers. And as long as I was getting hit markers, I just kept laying
Ah.
on the trigger. And then as soon as I would stop
Yeah.
shooting, the screen would come back to normal. Yeah, it was
What?
weird.
That doesn't even make sense. What the fuck? Maybe you got hit with a super
Yeah,
flashbang.
maybe.
Is that a thing? the
No,
the console breaker.
if
That's so
if I
fucked.
had to guess, I think what was happening was because I had my back up against cover and my right shoulder up against cover, which is the shoulder like when you're shooting you're looking out of with the death
Yeah.
machine. Once I started shooting, I think the camera clipped into the wall.
Oh, okay.
So I think was just like a
Huh.
clipping issue, but like that's a pretty bad like camera clip. Like
Yeah, that's pretty atrocious. It's enough to make a grown
you're
man
right.
cry. Dude, I don't know. If I worked that hard for a fucking War Machine and that was my experience, I'd be pissed.
Right.
Um, yeah, but anyway, what else did you have?
Um,
That's pretty
the
egregious.
audio was like absolute dog shit. It's like everyone had dead silence on all the
Yes.
time. I couldn't necessarily
Yep.
like pinpoint where gunshots were coming from because sometimes they sounded like they were next to me and they were nowhere close to me. Other times it sounded like they were across the map, but they were only like 20 feet away from me and behind like a piece of cover.
Yes. Yes. And that was so bad, right? That I think I told you that Ash came into the room, and she was like, "Hey, something's wrong with my headset. Listen to the game." And I was like, "No, honey, that's the
Yeah,
game." I was like, "Try my
I remember
headset,"
you.
and she was like,
I remember you
"What?"
telling me that. Yeah, the
Yeah.
audio was a mess. And then the other note I have on here was I think it's absolute horseshit that to have the radar function as it normally does, you have to use a perk
Yep.
for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's basically going to be the only perk used. You're basically just getting rid of that perk slot, right? Who the fuck's not going to use that
Right,
perk?
exactly. And then
Because that is such a big
that
advantage.
pretty much is going to take away your perk one slot because everyone's going to be running Ghost, which Ghost doesn't work
Mm-hmm.
like it normally did. To actually stay off radar, you need, I think it's a suppressor and subsonic rounds.
Wait, what? A suppressor won't
Nope,
keep you off?
it still shows you as shooting. To actually stay off the radar, you need subsonic rounds.
But if you use subsonic rounds without a suppressor, you're fucked still?
I would have to. No, you
It
might
must.
still actually be off radar, but then you still have your like muzzle flash and all that. And that was part of the reason I always used the suppressor was A, it kept me off the radar, but it also got rid of my muzzle flash. So if I'm at a
Mm.
far enough distance or behind a piece of cover, it makes it harder to aim at me.
And it's already
Yeah.
hard.
So then if you have
Um,
muzzle flash, like yeah, you're off the radar, but you have muzzle flash and you're on a head glitch, all they have to do is shoot at the muzzle flash.
mhm. True, true. Yeah, that's a good point. That's gonna be interesting, man. We're gonna have to see how that plays out. I just don't. Why are they so? Why do you think that Activision or whoever's in charge of making these decisions is just so against putting back the traditional minimap? Like, why is that such a problem?
I I have no idea. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I say it, but I feel like all the Call of Duties recently have been catering to the new player because they're trying to bring in new
Yeah.
players. And I feel like it's just one more thing to protect somebody that's sitting in a corner that doesn't necessarily know how to play the game very well. But
Yeah, for sure. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's probably going to be what kills the franchise
what? But
eventually.
then what?
is that
But then what
mentality.
sucks about that is then like since that becomes like almost the way to play and the way to succeed, once you get a really good player, like could you imagine someone like as good as like Scump or Apathy or one of these CDL pros sitting in a fucking corner with the
Mhm.
skill that they have?
Oh God, man, that would be the day. That would be the day that Call of Duty has to die.
I mean, I don't think any of them could like bring themselves to do that, especially for an extended period of time. Like they might
Yeah.
do it if they need like maybe three more kills for a streak. They might kind of hang out. Otherwise, they're like patrolling. Like they don't necessarily run the whole map, but they'll patrol an area and they'll move around.
Yeah.
But imagine a guy like that just sitting in a fucking corner locking down a room. Like you're fucked. You're never getting in there.
No. And unfortunately, the way the game played out to me, especially with like the way it was in the beta, combine the TTK, you combine all these different factors. It felt like Modern Warfare, where the player who's moving is at a disadvantage
Yeah,
sometimes.
definitely.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that in this game too. Like I think you have better accuracy when you stop moving.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
Which I'm,
Yeah, I could definitely
yeah,
see that.
I don't know. I just think it's,
Yeah, for sure.
but that's kind of it for my like thoughts on the games and like kind of like a little sum up of my experience.
No, for sure. Yeah, I was. I think you pretty much hit all the points, man. The only other thing I would mention is how did you think like the qualitative feel of the game was? Just your subjective. Like I picked up the game. This is how it felt to me. Did it feel good? It felt like a game you would buy.
It felt, well, I've pre-ordered it twice now on both my consoles, so I obviously buying
Oh,
it
okay.
just so I could get early access to the betas,
Yeah.
which I kind of regret. But I guess my ultimate feeling is it has potential. Like there was enough times like I said, when I was especially when I was playing like Blitz Search and Destroy, like I was actually having like a genuine good time. And it's been a long time since I've
Yeah.
had like actual fun like that. And then I actually the other day was playing Cold War and was playing like an idiot trying to reverse boost just to see if it worked and if I could get a good lobby. But and had fun doing
Mm-hmm.
that. But no, like Call of Duty was like I don't know. There was like it has potential because there were moments where I was having a lot of fun playing the game, but then there was just as many or more moments where I was like this game's a piece of shit. Like this game isn't anywhere close to being like a finished product. Like yeah, there's
Yeah.
some of it that was just god awful. But quick touch on my Cold War experience from the other night. While trying to reverse boost. I went to a domination lobby and then had a knife and then Molotovs and was just running around and only using my knife and my Molotovs thinking like, oh, I'll use just these and get shit on and it'll fuck up my KD and I'll be in a like lower like skill bracket. Somehow I was still
Mm-hmm.
going positive almost every game.
Well, that's good.
It was and it wasn't because I didn't reverse boost at all.
Well, yeah, yeah, for sure. But it's okay. So one thing about Call of Duty that I've hated for the past few years is that it feels like you can't do well unless you're playing meta.
Right.
You know, you're playing the meta stuff. And so if you can do okay with a knife and Molotovs, I'm happy.
And like, and I was having fun with it too, because like if you hit someone directly with the Molotovs, the screams that they would make just made me die laughing.
Oh, it was
Oh, I
funny.
was I was cracking up, dude. I was running around and
Oh
I'd drill
shit.
someone with a Molotov and they'd start screaming and shit and like just before they died, they would start doing their scream and just some of these screams were, oh my God, they were making me laugh so hard.
That's that's good.
Yeah, that was that
That's kind
that
of
was
weird.
that was
Though.
definitely a first in a long time where I was actually like laughing at like Call of Duty. Like, I don't remember the last time I've been playing and laughing. I mean, granted, it's weird that I'm laughing at someone who's like burning to death, but it's just because I think it's
Yeah,
just because of
yeah.
how over exaggerated the screams were. Like, if it was someone really on fire, like their screams would be like
Hmm.
horrifying. These were like obviously acted out screams where you could tell like the voice actor wasn't actually on fire or in pain. They were just making it sound like they were. Like you could just tell that when the characters would start
Yeah.
screaming, and I was dying. I was laughing so hard.
It's so hot.
Exactly,
Ah.
dude. Like the
Ugh.
stupid screams, man.
That would be God damn it, now I wish I would have burned somebody in there. I didn't burn anybody.
Well,
Fuck.
that wasn't in Vanguard. That was in Cold War.
Oh, that was in
Yeah.
Cold War. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, good.
Maybe you should.
Did you burn? How did they sound in Vanguard when
I
you
don't know. I
burned them?
don't think I ever got a.
Or could you hear
I don't
them at
think you
all?
probably couldn't hear him, to be honest. But I, I don't think I ever got a Molotov kill in that game.
Well, shit, that's pretty funny.
But anyways, did you
Um,
want me to go over some of the like leaks and shit I heard?
yeah, is this in regards to Vanguard or Battlefield?
Vanguard.
Okay, fuck yeah, let's do
So
it.
the first leak is each gun is gonna have, I think I've heard two numbers, but 245 to 250 camos per gun.
Wait, wait, wait,
So yeah,
what?
it'll be similar to yeah, Modern Warfare 2019. It'd be similar to that. So I'm thinking there's roughly going to be 100 or so camos for multiplayer. 100 or so camos for
Oh,
zombies. But then that
gotcha.
still leaves like some mastery camos and then probably some other like maybe challenge camos too on top of that. But yeah, they're saying that there's 245 to like 250 camos per gun.
Okay, okay. That's kind of a misleading number because we can expect pretty much all of those to be the same for each weapon.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
camo,
It'll
10 is going to be the
it'll
same.
be headshots and kills, no attachments, probably 10 attachments. Since there's mounted, there'd
Your
be kills while
bloodthirsties.
mounted, bloodthirsties, shit like that. So there'll
Yeah,
be all
yeah.
those, but then there'll be zombies, which zombies in this one, I'm actually kind of looking forward to zombies because Treyarch is doing their zombies, and Treyarch just knows how to do zombies.
Mm. Well, and it all started with Nazi
Ex
zombies, so fuck. I mean, if they could replicate
yeah,
that,
like
that
I think and
beauty.
it's gonna be like a prequel to the story that's behind it's in Cold War right now. I think Vanguard is gonna the zombies will be a kind of a
Oh,
prequel story to that. Which I didn't I play
interesting.
zombies and I love zombies, but I'll be honest, I'm not really like into the story or the lore. I just want to kill zombies.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think that's probably most people that play it.
Right. I know there's a few that definitely follow the story, like is it Noah
Yeah.
J and can't think of his name now. There's another YouTuber I watch a lot that's like super into the story, but
Yeah, I've seen some of those videos and they just go, God damn, they dive right into that rabbit
right.
hole. Holy
And then
shit.
the other thing I have are weapon leaks. Um,
Pull this up. Yeah.
and I did get pictures of them. I can try and send you pictures, like the real life versions of all of them. But so the first,
Okay, I'm actually trying to I'm pulling up a website right now. Or what website are you on for this? Or did you see all this from?
uh,
Do you remember?
I can't remember what site it was from that I saw it. It was just kind of a list, but I also heard it in a couple YouTube videos, which one of the ones I watched was Ink Slasher's video, and I'm definitely gonna correct him on something. But
Okay.
so I'll start with that one, I suppose. But Ink Slasher said that the model 1887s were coming back, and that thoroughly pissed me off because I remember them from Modern Warfare 2 when it was like you could dual wield them. It
Yes.
pissed me off a lot, but it's not the model 1887s, it's the model 1897, which is a pump action shotgun.
Oh. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
that's good. I think I have the image. What the fuck? Why did this? Sorry, I'm trying to pull up this website. Anyway, continue. Sorry, that's my
No, you're
fault.
good. So I'll start with assault rifles. There's the AS-44, which I don't know. It kind of looks like just your average kind of assault rifle. Kind of bummed that I don't actually have pictures personally pulled up right now. But anyways, and then there's the, I'm gonna say this wrong because I'm not Russian, but there's the Fedorov Optimat. And then they have,
Fedorov.
yeah, it's Fedorov and then AVTOMAT. But and then I'm probably gonna say this one wrong too. I don't even know where it's from. But there's the Chow Chow Chat, Chow Choo Chat. I no idea. But what's weird is the leaks had it listed with ARs, but then looking it up, it was actually an LMG. So I'm not sure if it's going to be in the AR category or like the LMG category.
Mm-hmm. And they're known for combining those or mixing them around a little
Right.
bit.
And then so then for SMGs, there's the Owen gun, which that one I don't know how I feel about because that has a top feed magazine that literally comes in from the like literal like top of it where your like iron sights should be.
Oh, I remember a gun like that from fucking Call of Duty World War II.
And I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Probably be
Right.
ugly.
And then and then two two World War II favorites coming back, the PPSH and the Type 100.
Type 100 was actually my favorite gun, I think, from that era. Like, in terms of video games, I think the Type 100 was pretty
I
nice.
I used the PPSH. I fucking slayed out with that gun.
Ah, alright, alright.
Meta guns, dude. Come on.
I know,
And
seriously.
then
Gotta get with
with
it.
the other like actual confirmed LM, I guess not confirmed that it's going to be in the game, but actually looked it up. It's an LMG. Is the Type 11.
Type
Nope.
11.
And then
Let me see what it look like.
that's the only other LMG.
Well, I mean, to be honest, does any of this, like, none of it really sounds surprising. You know what I
Right.
mean?
The only ones, because then, like, I'll go over the other ones really quick just to say them, but the Lincoln Jeffries shotgun, and then the model 19 or 1897, and then
Mm-hmm.
the other sniper rifle is the Lee Enfield, which that one was kind of obvious. And then the
Yeah.
marksman rifles are the SVT 40, and then the what is it, the Gavur 43.
Okay.
And then pistols, the Luger, and then the Webley, which is like a
Yeah.
revolver. And then here, the next two are the ones that I'm kind of like, really? But the first one is a riot shield. Yeah, apparently there's
What?
a riot shield, which that one I think has
Okay.
actually been confirmed in game code. Like they've seen it while data mining. Like they've seen it for sure. And
Well, I'm gonna check
there's
the.
actually a like in-game picture on Red Star where there is a dude carrying a riot shield. It,
Yeah, I'm gonna see if there's any historical accuracy
right.
behind that.
And then the other one that I'm super confused about, it's in the launcher category, and it's called the MK1 launcher. So then my personal knowledge, like the only MK1s I can think of are all like fairly modern grenade launchers. And then when I looked up MK1 launcher, I don't see anything that's really like grenade launcher or launcher from World War II called an MK1 launcher. So I'm really confused as to what that is or will be.
Could be like some sort of weird prototype unique to that timeline too. I mean, they could take some
It could
liberties
be.
there.
And
Yeah, I wonder if they will do
and then
that.
the last weapon is again a launcher, and it's the Panzerfaust
Panzer.
or Panzerfaust. My German's pretty shitty. All
Okay.
I know is it translates. All I know is it translates to tank fist.
Tank fist. Okay. You fist the tank. Makes sense. Well, those sound cool. That doesn't sound like a lot of weapons though.
Well, then you
That's not supposed to be a comprehensive list, is it? Or
that's just leaked guns that weren't in the beta. So you have all the beta guns
okay.
plus what I just said.
Okay, cool. All right.
And
Sweet.
and then
Thank God the grease gun's not coming back.
now that'll probably be DLC, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But then
that's
the
true.
only other thing I have is actual like confirmed things that are gonna be fixed from the beta, like their feedback they got.
Yes.
So they're, and these are how they worded them. It's kind of funny because they used like gamer slang and like the shit we were saying. But they're nerfing the sun because on
Okay.
again I
Good.
can't think of the map, but the one with the G and the beach, the like fucking D-Day looking
Yes.
one. It there were certain times if you came around a corner and your camera was angled just right, the lens glare was so bad that you couldn't see anything coming from the sun. So they're gonna try and like dial that back so there isn't like massive lens glare. And then
Okay. Okay. What about lens? What about lens? You know, the opposite, where someone's aiming with a sniper rifle and you can see their glint at night. Like, what about that?
that would be nice, but or some of the
Yeah.
Call of
But
Duties where you see scope glint on a dude using a sniper rifle with iron sights.
yes. Oh my God. That's. Yeah. Anyway, that wasn't a thing in Vanguard, was it? In the
I
beta,
don't
do you
think
know?
so, but I'm not sure. I didn't pick up enough other people's
Oh
like I
God.
wouldn't kill a sniper and then run over and pick up his gun to see, which maybe I should have,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
That'll be
then
interesting.
next is they're cracking down on Red Star raves, which I don't.
Red Star
Yep.
Raves.
I don't know if you noticed it, which it was in my notes of like my thoughts on the game, but since I was going to cover it here, I didn't say
Mm-hmm.
it there. But on Red Star, and I think it was just the Red Star map. Like, have you ever looked at a glitch filter on like on a photo editor or like even a video editor where it sometimes like overlays a bunch of crazy ass colors and they're all pixelated?
Okay.
The
Yeah. Yeah.
screen would flash that a couple times. Like you could still kind of see what was happening, but you had like these pixelated colors. Like the main color I noticed was green, but I know there were other colors, and like it would stay like that for like in like kind of like almost had like a slight strobing effect for like like 3 or
Jesus.
4 frames. Like it didn't last very long, but it was enough. Like what the fuck just happened? Like it looked like I needed to go like pull the tape out of my VHS player and like rewind it and put it back in kind of thing. Like it was weird. And then
That's funny. That's crazy. I didn't know. Not
yeah, I
notice that.
noticed it a few times.
What?
It was bad. There was a couple times it was like in the middle of a firefight it would happen too, and like I would usually get
Oh.
annihilated because I was too busy like what the fuck?
Yeah. Too busy getting like
Yeah,
flashed.
exactly.
I suppose.
Hanging out in the Red Star rave. But then the other one I already said is removing dog nados. And then
Yep.
two more. They're tuning the spawns to avoid Hotel Royale's murder kitchen, which
Uh,
which there was if shit
yeah.
played out just right, you could basically trap a team in the kitchen, so that's the only place they were spawning and they were fucked. And then they're
God, that's so
which this I
bad.
never noticed because I was always in a party and I always have my settings set to mute everyone except party. But
Hmm.
they're closing open mic lobbies in Search and Destroy. So apparently, from what I understand, is there were people that were actually like hearing both teams.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucked. That I mean that makes sense though, but I mean if they're closing that, then you're not gonna have random mic players playing Search and Destroy anymore.
Well, maybe. But
Yeah.
but no, like I mean, I still think they'll do like the death chatter and shit when you kill somebody, you can hear what they say, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, that's kind of fucked when both teams can hear each other for the whole game.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
But that is all I have
Oh,
for my notes on Vanguard.
nice. Um. Yeah. I think a lot of what it sounds like is a lot of those things can be buffed and tuned.
Yeah,
Maybe there's not anything that's game breaking.
I agree.
Um.
Like it definitely feels like it could be smoothed out and polished. That's why I still, like I said, like it has potential, and I feel like the release could still be good, assuming they actually have time to like polish out all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Okay, well, shit, I'm on board with that. I don't think I have anything to add from that. You had much more playtime than I did anyway, so I'm gonna put a lot more on your opinion than mine there. Um, okay, sweet. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have anything else to add. So what's next on the list? Oh, just the Battlefield beta. God, to completely switch gears. Man, we were talking about Vanguard for a
Yeah.
minute there, but I like it though. So I had for Vanguard, of course, it was leaked by Tom Henderson, as you let me know that the beta is supposed to be happening October 8th, but early access October 6th. So, that's not far away at all. I hope that we actually get some confirmation there from Dice, or what did they?
Rip
Damn it! What did they change their name
ripple
to?
effect.
Ripple Effect. There you go. I'm gonna call them Dice. I hope they do change that, or I hope they update it. Like, give us something. Just fucking tell us anything, please. I don't get this radio silence because what's so confusing about Battlefield, right, is they came out with all that information way before Call of Duty did, but somehow Call of Duty beat them to a beta. It beat them to like all this information about the game. What? Anyway, we could go on that forever. So. Early access on the 6th. Hopefully it's true. If it's true, that sounds fun. I am so looking forward to getting in and playing that game.
Yeah. I have my fingers crossed for that beta. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but I most likely will.
Yeah. I think I'm probably gonna pre-order it. I think I know I'm gonna like it, man. Like with something like fucking the Battlefield Battlefield Portal. Okay, I keep wanting to call it Community or Hub or something, but it's not. But with Portal, I just don't see how the game could get old.
Yeah. That
You
would,
know, it seems so
yeah, that would
good.
definitely be a good way to just like hop into some of those like custom games that people have made and just, or even just fuck around and make your own. Like it just that I think the Portal's gonna add a lot to that.
Yeah, for sure. And then the last thing that I had on the agenda, and on kind of a fun note, is Thor, Fat Thor, from God of War. So God of War trailer dropped. I am ecstatic. I love God of War. I can't wait for the new one. And Thor's going to be a bigger boned individual, and some people are kind of upset about that. I don't think we don't get it. We don't get it because this Thor, man, he looks like a beast. He looks powerful. He looks strong. He doesn't look in any way like he's got a beer gut. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not some lazy dad bod Thor. This is like Thor that looks like he will fuck you up. That he could break your back, with one hand. So I hope that's the way that it goes. I don't know why people are so getting upset about this or having problems with it.
I think people just like to be upset about
I don't know.
things.
Yeah. Well, that's true. And there was a fun poll, I think, I think IGN did it on YouTube. I don't know if you saw it, but they were asking which Thor would win in a fight, this Thor or Marvel MCU Thor, and the poll was just so lopsided towards God of War Thor. Because in one of the top comments that I liked, man, it said this Thor always aims for the head, or something like
Right.
that. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, fuck yeah, this Thor would beat the shit out of, you know, what's his
Marble
name?
Thor. I can't think of his name either.
Yeah, I can see the blonde hair. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know why people get so upset about it. I kind of like it that they're going away from the typical what you expect from a hero
Right.
character. You know what I mean? I'm kind of glad they're deviating a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Not to say that Thor is going to be a hero. He's probably going to be a villain in this one, but he looks like you don't want to fuck with him.
Right.
Like, yeah. So anyway, did you have anything else you wanted to add, man? We've been going for almost 90 minutes now.
And that's
Crazy. This is our longest
the
one. The
only other thing is Insurgency Sandstorm is September 28th.
Oh my God, you're so right. That comes out in 3 days.
Yep.
And it's $40, and it looks so cool.
Yeah.
It looks
I think
fun.
I'm gonna pick it up and give it a shot for sure.
Yeah, man. What console are you gonna get it for?
Probably my Xbox.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it cross-gen? I have no idea. Let me look this up, actually. I don't think it is. I think I looked it up, and I don't think it is. But let me just double check. Or crossplay. Wow, there's actually there's nothing from the company about this?
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, actually, then. Huh. But anyway, yeah. Looks like that should be a ton of fun. Something that we're looking forward to. But, yeah, anyway, if you guys made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. This was a fun one. We've been going for an hour and 28 minutes now, so hell yeah. But anyway, thank you for watching. Deathmatch and chill. Stay cool and chill, or stay... I'm trying to think of a slogan.
Yeah,
We'll get it down. But anyway, thank you. Yeah. Next time we'll have one.
We'll think of one.
Yeah, that's kind of in the last item on the list. It's like, fuck, let's do the podcast first, and then we'll come up with a
Right.
slogan. But anyway.